Many times when Liberians come to the States, driving becomes an issue for them. So the train coming here will give people the opportunity to find better jobs, to be able to move around easily, and will cut down some of the costs that we incur on ourselves. Some of the older people, we got people who have to go for them and bring them to buy their groceries. Now, they can do it on their own. The Blue Line coming to Brooklyn Park, especially where we are concentrated, will be a blessing to most of us.
Let your celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight. My name is Jackson George. I am the CEO of Liberian Business Association in the Diaspora. Today we have in studio from Liberia, one of Liberia's permanent businessmen, CEO of
the Avino
Hotel
Incorporated.
Both in Yekepa, Ganta. He's into the farming business, in the government and microfinancing in honor of Mr. Prince Howard. Mr. Howard, welcome to LIBA Diaspora Spotlight.
Thank you very much, Jassing. I think it's nice meeting you, and thanks for hosting me today.
No problem. Welcome to the United States and welcome to Minnesota. We say here in Minnesota, we are the largest concentration of Liberians in the diaspora.
Oh, wow.
So, Mr. Howard, who is Mr. Prince Howard?
Okay, Mr. Prince Howard is the CEO and founder of the Avino Hotel Incorporated, and also the CEO and founder of the Wadike Elegant House, there in Liberia, and then also the CEO and founder of the Renaissance Architectural Construction Engineering, of Liberia. So we are into different sorts of business, construction, where you can have people in the diaspora. We can also help them because, in years past, there are a lot of former members that have frustrated people from America and other places. But then if you need the best done for you, you can count on us because there are a lot of projects that we are doing in Liberia, which of course you are evidence to that. And then we are into our hospitality. We have one of the biggest hotel in Nima, and not just bigger hotel, because we do not do business as usual. Our kind of business is like, how can we make the difference, in what we do?
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to break down your businesses one by one. I've been to Ganta.
Yeah.
I've slept in both of your hotels.
Thank you.
It's one of the top-notch hotel in Liberia. So let's just talk about the Avino Hotel. How did you? What brought you into the hospitality business? Why hospitality?
Okay, I was doing business with IRC after the 2003 war, and then during that emergency period, I was doing business with IRC, the International Rescue Committee, and then the business I was doing, at least I was getting some return, but again, I was like, okay, this will not always be as it is. So what's a fallback position that I can have? What's a passive investment I can do? So, it's like education we have today is not just limited to the classroom. Mm-hmm. Moving around too, this is what I refer to as a street smart university. Moving around, like I'm in Minnesota today, moving around, looking at a lot of things, mm-hmm. and I'm learning.
Correct.
And through that process, I can move something over from here, to Liberia. So while I was moving around doing business with IRC, go to Guinea and other places, I thought it was I need a fallback position. Maybe this article institution will not always be, or the kind of cash flow that I'm getting today will not always be. Mm-hmm. So what can I do? And we entrepreneurs will always find problem and we try to find a solution to it. So
Correct.
whenever you find a solution, you make the profit.
Correct.
So as such, I decided to invest into hospitality, looking at the geographical location of Ganta. You have Guinea, Ivory Coast, Yekepa, you have the southeastern region, and you have Montserrat connecting right there. And I thought it was that I need to do something, get into something that will be able to accommodate people.
So most people would say, at the time you started to do your business in Ganta, Monrovia was the place where we got more population in Monrovia. Why did you choose Ganta as compared to, let me do it the easy way and have...
Yeah, the issue about it, one thing we need to do, we have to think of here, we need to decentralize. Monrovia is now Liberia.
Correct.
We have to take Liberia outside of Monrovia. So if we just want to do all the investment into Monrovia, those who going out of Monrovia, what become of them? Those young staff that are coming from school, that living in places like Ganta, who provide job for them.
Correct.
Because as we invest into into the country, like those kind of investment we are doing, we provide job from the construction level. Like currently, we are doing a 10-story building, hotel building in Ganta, and that is unprecedented. That has not happened in Ganta before. With elevator and everything. And if you have a 10-story building in Liberia, that have not been constructed by an individual, Liberians, out of our government also. And we only have something like, I think 3 or 4 of it. So now, we're trying to set that record, that legacy, that are the indigenous Liberians, for the background of LIBA, is doing a 10-story building, hotel building in Ganta. And that is not just the hotel building, we're looking at, because you can do 10-story building.
Yeah.
But how do you want this building to look like?
Yeah, and one of the things that amazed me in your hotel, the TV, the bed.
Yeah.
The TV comes out.
Yeah.
It's Bluetooth.
Yeah.
The bed is Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Ganta.
Yeah, those
You
are...
would think that in Monrovia you would have such facility and other stuff, but in Ganta, I was shocked to see in Ganta that you have that.
Yeah, those are smart beds, because in what we do is like we always look at how can we satisfy our customer, what the extra pleasure we can give to them, what the extra thing we want to do. So as such, we start to think and innovate and see, look, I think we have to see what are the new things we can do, what we can do different from the rest of the other people. That's about the 10x rule. If you want to be the most talk about in your city, you want to make the extra name, do extra things that people have not done yet.
Correct.
Because you will take the glory, you will make the money, and every other thing will be added onto you. So before people get to it, they will just be reactive than proactive. So like the 10-story building now, we are innovating. Like currently we have almost like 7 containers coming from Asia right now, to do the kind of finishing that we want, because we want you to come and feel like, yes, indeed, although I'm in Ganta, but I do not feel Ganta in here, but I feel the USA in here.
Correct.
Because the entire facility, we're going to make it smart door, smart TV, every other thing anywhere. It's going to be smart. Like even the lighting system is smart, where you can create the R-Link and you can be able to control the light with your R-Link, and you can be able to play loud music from your phone to the wire, to the lights and so forth. Wow. So that is, making the difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we look at, people coming to Liberia from the diaspora, I always tell them, go into the different counties and see how how quiet and how nice it is. Ganta happens to be one of the cities that is popping up. People say Ghana does not sleep at night, and so the competition is in Ganta. How do you navigate all of these different things? I see a lot of hotels popping up in Ganta. I see people trying to get swimming pools and other things, get that place, Ganta, to the place where if you get to Liberia and you don't visit Ganta, then you have not visited anywhere.
Yeah, Ganta is an emerging city and is the second economic hub in Liberia. And as such, we as entrepreneurs of NEMA and Ganta, we are like, what can we offer to the world? What can we offer to the world? Like currently, we're working on a project as that new hotel comes up. Working on a bus project where you can just do one shot. If it is $250 you pay over the weekend, we pick you up from Morovia. So it's saving from the stress of driving car, to Ganta. So we're getting those coach buses, very comfortable indeed, that we can just pick you up from Morovia. If it is $200 or $250 you pay, Friday, Saturday, we give you accommodation. We give you dinner on Friday. Saturday, we give you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sunday morning, we give you breakfast. And then we move you back to Morovia.
Wow.
You see?
That's
So,
right.
you see, we try to promote tourism.
Yeah.
And as such, we're going to negotiate with the Guinean authority. And also, we are grateful to the Almighty God that, the road from Ganta to Senegalina is connected.
Yeah.
And pretty soon the road from Ganta to Yekipa are going to be connected. So we can take you up the mine. You can see,
Yeah.
you can see some of the tourist attractions that Liberia has. So those are things that we're working on as, entrepreneur in Ganta. Like currently, as you talk about the competition for us, is like we don't compete, we create.
Okay. And that's why Ganta is
we
thriving,
don't
I guess.
compete, we create. Because anytime you find yourself in the midst of competition, always create. Because when you create, you will get people, you will get people who are drawing up to you faster, and then later on, other people are going to start to react. Like now, people have pool in Ganta. Yeah, we are looking at it like, what can we do to have something different from what other people have here. Now I just got an engineer from Nigeria. He had come to Ganta. We do a 16 feet pool above the ground. The pool is going up 16 feet with an entertainment above it. Then you get another 10 feet above it where
Another
open
pool?
area, 10 feet above it. There's a sitting area where people can be able to have a nice view, looking at people while showering the view as they take that lay alcohol and other beverages right there.
Wow.
And we are not just building something. So what can we do different? How attractive we want it? That's the question. As such, he put us in the position to be able to look outside there and see what new, what different we can find to be able to give our people they're going to taste the
When I
new.
was in Ganta a few months ago, I saw the construction of the 10-story building, and I'm sitting there and saying, wow, this is a Liberian constructing this. You already got the first Avino hotels. How many stories?
We get like two. We standing like 5 floors above the entire city. So we are 1 story above the entire city of Ganta. So now we're adding additional. We're going like 10.
10. So you can be able to stay at your place and see.
And see distances. You can stay right there and see the boundary between Guinea and Liberia. And I'm getting some panoramicas, for the viewer rooms where, you can tour with your eye from the top of the 10-story building. So you can stand there and look deep into Guinea. You can stand there and look deep, into Nima. You can stand there and look deep, into the boundary between Nima and Bon.
We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about the farming. Why is Prince Howard getting into farming in Liberia?
Let your celebration begin with Back Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Broken Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Back Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Back Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference.
Welcome back. My name is Jackson George. I am the CEO of LIBA Diaspora. I'm here in studio with CEO of Avino Hotels and the former vice president of LIBA Liberia. And we are back. Now we want to be talking about farming. So Prince, you into hospitality. You got hotel in Ganta, in Yekepa. I understand you're building a facility in Monrovia as well.
Yeah, sure.
That you don't want to talk about, but we can move forward.
Yeah, sure.
But why farming? Why you decided? And I've been on your farm though.
Yeah, sure.
I was impressed to see that you have an irrigation system.
Yeah.
That can water the crops as compared to people taking buckets and carrying it around. So tell me, why farming?
You know, how they call it, for any country to survive or any economy to survive, you know, you should be able to feed yourself. If you cannot feed yourself and you depend on other people to feed you, you know, it means they're going to control you, because the ones that control your stomach controls your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we thought wise of, you know, looking at things and say, what can we do? We want to venture into our farming. Although it's very challenging to farm in Liberia, because there are a lot of young people who are into the street today. They are into drugs, you know, they are in the otherwise getting hen out. Nobody wants to go on the farm to work. You know, we set up that facility. Although the first year we had a great challenge, you know, with what we did, the clearing of the farm. You know, I had to spend almost pretty close to 40,000, you know, and the planting and other things. Then I have to lose, the first time I lose a lot of money. But we as entrepreneurs, you know, we always love failure. You know, whenever we fail, we learn from our failure and forge ahead.
Correct.
You know, so last year we ventured into something else, looking at how we can plant oranges on the farm, you know, and get other long-term crops on the farm going. Currently, as we speak, you know, we have a few avocados on the farm that are there, but we're also encouraging Liberians to go there. But most of the young people don't want to farm. Everybody just want to be, you know, on the motorbike, and everybody just want that white collar job, and everybody need too much too soon.
Correct.
And life doesn't work that way.
No.
You have to sacrifice, because it is not small money that I put into the farm. Brought in a lot of tractors and other implements and so forth.
You're doing mechanized farming.
Yeah.
There's no stump on your farm like you see other people farm. They got stump, they got weeds. I mean, your farm is looking just like a farm here.
Yep.
How many acres of land do you have on that?
We have like 60 acres of land right there, you know, and our farm is accessible to road network and so forth. But you see, like farming as a business in Liberia, I think is a kind of challenging, because, you know, in doing farming, if you have to encourage the farmer to farm, you need to create market linkages. If you do not have the market to sell, and you produce the crops, and you don't even have storage facility, at the end of the day, you get frustrated with what you have, because when you're going to harvest, you know, you cannot keep it over a long period of time. And this is why you see many countries that are succeeding in farming, you know, they get subsidies from government.
Correct.
You know, and those are some of the things we have been having challenges with. And our people say, like, okay, we need a cooperative. Okay, you need a cooperative. You know, because most of the people who found it cooperative, they are not founding it because they actually want to farm, but they are forming it because of, you know, what donor is bringing in and how can they benefit from that. So if you see one Liberian who have put his hand deep into his pocket and say, look, this is what I want to, this is what I'm doing, and you come and see it. You know, to create a success story, you have to work along with that person, let the person grow, and you can use that person as motivation, inspiration to other Liberians who are coming up. And say, this man have invested a lot into what he's doing. It will give him the support and help him to grow. And then we can use a farm as a demonstration site. You know, but those are some of the challenges we had. And then now even you go on our YouTube page there, King Azara, you're going to see most of the farming equipment when we were clearing the farm and so forth. You had to project that so that the world can be able to see some of the things we have been doing. Because Liberia is the only place that I cannot be deported from. My whole life is, what can I do, you know, when I leave this stage? And one thing I do believe, everybody talk about change. We will have to change the country. So how can we change the country? If I want to change Liberia, I must change myself first. Change the way I think. Change the way I go about doing things. Change the way I think about other people. You know, change the way I relate to other people. Change the way, you know, I look at my country. You know, change the way, you know, I want to see my country. Not business as usual. Liberia has great potential. You know, it has great attraction. But we have to change the way, you know, we want that country to be. Because you can take the whole of Liberia and Liberians and bring them to America. And take the whole of the, people in America and carry them to Liberia. With all of the brilliance and beautiful infrastructure here. Trust me, everything going to go down the drain, and the people who move to Liberia, you're going to see they're going to start flourishing because of the way they think. So we have to the changes we want to see. It have to start with us.
So you talk about cooperative, forming cooperative. Is there right now are there cooperative in Liberia that is functioning? And secondly, how many farmers are you working with farmers to at this point? And what kind of apart from oranges, you say you're planting oranges now. Is there other crops that you're planting, or you're just going to focus on oranges?
Yeah. This year we planted we processed about 40 acres of farmland, with corn.
Okay.
And then unfortunately it did not come up well. But it is not, that will not also discourage us from what we try to do. It did not come out well, but the little one that came out, because we'll try to see how best we can supply animal feeds to the market in Liberia.
Okay.
So, and then when that happened, we also have to tilt another portion, I think almost like 20 or 15 acres now. We're doing cassava and we're doing peanuts, and other stuff. So we're trying to do these short-term crops.
Wow.
But they are also challenging, there are a whole lot of challenges in getting that done. For us, we are not working up with a group of, a lot of farmers, because we don't have a cooperative there that we're working with. But we're just working with a small group of young people, that are on the farm to be able to maintain and take care of the crops. And that's another form of empowering these young people, to make sure that they get something to do. Because they say an idle mind is a devil workshop.
Yeah.
The only thing we need, our people in authority, they just need to give her a little bit of push, give her the support. People you see with the innovation, the mindset, with that inspiration. People you see with high self-confidence and high self-esteem, you work along with them. Because those are people who do not look at failure, as a roadblock. They look at it to be a learning curve.
So it's amazing that we have the agriculture ministry, we have the information ministry that has to do with tourism, and there's no program in place to help emerging businesses or people who are already in business doing these things. So it's amazing to note. I think I heard about the tourism budget one time for the entire country, what, $3,000 or $6,000 or less than $25,000. So, but we can move forward.
Like even last year, I had to work along with Minister Princess Tokolo, and then for the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, and then. We celebrated the World Tourism Day in Sanikole. It was a great event, and then you have like if someone enter your house, you might have all the attractive chairs in the place, but one old lady chair that is sitting in the corner, they want to ask what that chair doing there.
Yeah.
Because that chair, they know that it's antique, and what is it doing there?
Yeah.
So like
we saw last night, the pink cups.
Yeah, sure. That artwork was excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pink cups,
cups.
simple thing. It was simple, but it was just elegant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the lectire. This is something that has a history that people have to throw water on their head from Morovia all the way to Nima to create lectire.
Yeah.
And today lectire is closing up. We are not developing the tourist side there. People are increasing on the water. Are closing up the water and trying to build a facility. They must understand that that is a kind of income generating facility there, and where OAU was founded. So what are we doing to sell those places to the world?
Correct. I heard about that lake that people tow water from Basel. They wanted to make it salt water. Yeah. And they tow water from Basel all the way down there, and is it still there?
Yeah, the lake is still there, but it's just that people are closing it up gradually.
Wow.
Gradually. And government need to intervene, because those kind of facility, you do it nicely, you fence it, navigate
people
the water, put few
boat,
put restaurant and other things. It's going to create jobs
and money. Look, we'll take another break. When we come back, we'll be talking about Prince Howard's garment facility in Liberia. Many times when Liberians come to the States, driving becomes an issue for them. So the train coming here will give people the opportunity to find better jobs, to be able to move around easily, and will cut down some of the costs that we incur on ourselves. Some of the older people, we got people who have to go for them and bring them to buy their groceries. Now, they can do it on their own. The Blue Line coming to Brooklyn Park, especially where we are concentrated, will be a blessing to most of us.
Let your celebration begin with Back Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion up right. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Back Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Back Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight. My name is Jackson George. I'm in studio here with Prince Howard, all the way from Ganta, Liberia. Ganta City, Liberia.
The city that never sleeps.
Prince, government. We talk about hospitality, which you're doing well. I mean, you're building a 10-story. We talk about farming. I've been there. I'm not gonna say think in my mind. I saw your farm. It's no different from a farm in the United States. You are doing mechanized farming. I saw the machines there. I saw the irrigation system that you put in place to water your product. Now, garment. Why you're getting into the clothing business?
Because you see, today fashion has taken over the world, and like today, young people, by the time they wear one clothes today, and the next time they don't want to wear it again. And two, we were looking at direction to see how best we can create jobs for Liberians, and we tested it in Lima. It did not work well for us, and for us, I always told you, we as entrepreneurs, our mindset is different. We do not look at failure as as a blockade.
It's the beginning of success.
So we just look at it to be like it's a process you need to follow, to be able to succeed. So we thought otherwise of moving the facility to Monrovia, and as I'm in the USA, those are under my voice today. That some of them are into fashion. They can contact us. We can be able to supply them fashion materials. Nice African clothing and so forth. It comes with the label, the tag, and packaging very nicely.
I think I was in Ganta and I bought 2 suits.
Yeah, you bought 2 suits from us from there.
Yeah.
Come nicely with the packaging, and then we try to see how best we can upgrade on that now.
So the factory is in Monrovia?
I've moved the factory to Monrovia because I bought a lot of state-of-the-art equipment, that we are using into the factory in Monrovia. But we have been still having little challenges, moving from one level to another. But business without challenge, is nothing much, because if you have challenges, you want to find opportunities within those challenges and be able to forge ahead.
So many of the time, if you look at, I like the public-private partnership. If you look at Liberia, we have the military, we have the police department, immigration. They all wear uniforms. And my understanding is that people are still purchasing those things from abroad. Why can't we use our local manufacturer to boost those manufacturers, create more jobs, and make it worthwhile?
We live in a country where people have a kind of ideology that anything that is made, locally is not good. We have to change the mentality, and start to work, eat Liberia, wear Liberia, appreciate Liberia. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a story that I was told once. There's a Japanese girl that was in school in England, and then mostly when she's using the pencil from England, most of the English, from Japan, most of the English students laugh at her because it was not as bright as the English pencil. So every time they would laugh at her, and one of her colleagues asked her, but why is it you cannot use the English pen, pencil, rather than you using the Japanese pencil? And she said, look, let me tell you one thing. My little dime I'm paying to this institution going to help to make this factory better. And today, Japan is one of the the leaders in innovations in the world.
Correct.
So we need to appreciate what we are producing. We are working on other stuff behind the scene to see how best we can work with government. It's not about what we're producing. We're appreciated. That's how the Ghanaians started with it.
Correct.
That's how the Ivorians started with it. They started to appreciate what they were producing, and then it put the world producer in the position to see how best they can upgrade. Correct. Because you see, anything you do consistently, you tend to evolve. You try to look at it differently.
So thank you. And I have not been to that factory. And the next time I'm in Liberia, I will visit your factory.
You have to. It's
But
right there on GSA Road.
I want to move into microfinancing.
Yeah.
With all that you do, you investing into a 10-story again facility, hotel facility. You got this huge farm that you operating. You into garment. I know you invested a lot into buying all of the equipment and other stuff. Now you're talking about microfinancing. Why microfinancing?
The test for cash in the world, is something that never quench. Every day people need cash, and sometimes people they don't want to go to the bank because the loan process, the bureaucracy and everything, they just need something sometimes people bring in that continue into the country and they are stuck out there in the port, they want to get it out, and they're looking for people who can be able to finance them short term and be able to get that stuff out. Okay. So with these kind of things, then we saw the gap and we say, look, we want to step in. But how we want to do this thing? So if you go on GSA Road, you see the facility right there. It's coming out nicely, like a bank. We do mobile money, we do Rio, we do Western Union. We working along with EcoBank, and we can also take deposit with the do daily susu and everything. Wow. So those are things that we are working on to see how best we can also empower, other young people. Like the young guy who is in charge, Tyson Berry. I think he's also doing good. He's a committed young man. I think he's one of the different Liberians that I ever seen. He's a young man who is willing to make sacrifices because you see the beginning of everything is very much challenging. Saying it, it's easier than doing it. Correct. But you just have to be strong mentally. You just have to be strong mentally. You just have to be organized mentally. Yeah, so those are the kind of things that we are doing in the country, and I think if we all do this thing collectively and start to appreciate, promote, and appreciate what one Liberian is doing, I think things will be better. So I must really be grateful to you because you're one of the young Liberians, who are coming up in this place, and then you try to promote Liberia, the Liberian community. You try to promote, unite the Liberian community, and try to make sure that, you promote the Liberian businesses here, and that's a great thing. And I think we have to encourage our brothers and sisters who are here for them to be able to work along with you to see how best we can serve our country. I think we're one of the earliest country in Africa. We got our independence since 1847. But what can we show? Correct. And that this is about the time that we stand on our feet and say, look, if other countries can make it, we can do it. Let me tell you one thing. Anything we want to do right now, we can do it within the twinkling of an eye because we are not the first people who have done it. Other people have done it. The examples are already there. We just go and tap into what they have done. Yeah. My brother, how did you do this? And when you were starting, how did you start it? How did you start? When you at the middle level, how you were managing. At a high level, how you managing. We already question, put you in a position to be able to innovate and do things better than what they have done. They are not smarter than us. No. Not really that they are gifted, no. But it's just that they have that high self-confidence and self-esteem. They believe that if one nation can do it, they can also do it. So we African, we Liberians need to change our mentality. We need to change the way we go about doing things.
So yes, you're right. The development of Liberia rests with all of us. No one person can develop Liberia.
Sure.
No one tribe, no one sector, no one group.
My brother, you bring Jesus Christ to America, to Liberia right now, the people are going to criticize him. Yeah. Let me not lie to you. Because you see, we have to reinvent the we, or how we go about, doing things in our country because we depend on too much handout in our country. We don't want to struggle. Yeah, we don't want to struggle. We don't want to do anything. Everything must be day.
But Prince, you're getting into something that I would like to talk to you. Let's take for instance, and this has been bothering me, and that's why I created Strategy Africa, right? You take our latex for 50 cents.
Yeah.
You bring a tire and sell it to us at $300.
Yeah.
You take our iron ore, you call it dust.
Dust.
You are willing to take dirt
and bring it to your country.
You're willing to take dirt because you got to sift out the iron ore to get the iron ore, or you got to do something that entire
the
dirt
processing.
But you are willing to take that dirt all the way across the ocean and bring it back to us, and you tell us that the iron ore price is no use. But all of your beans, all of the breeches, all of the stuff, the high-rise building you're building, they all have iron. Cocoa, coffee. We sell our beans, cocoa beans to you. You give it back to us $6 in a cup of coffee. Look, the young people, I say to our young people, our generation made a mistake because we were told these things don't work.
Yeah.
They can't do it here. We don't have the capacity. Now we have the capacity. We got Liberians in the diaspora all over the world who have learned, they've seen these things. Why would we still sell our latex? Why would we still sell raw iron ore? Why can't we polish our own diamonds in our country? Why can't we put our own gold in bars? Why are these things so difficult for us as a people in Africa? Like, look at there's a coup in Gabon. And the president said, make noise, make noise. Where were you when there's slums?
Yeah.
These things are real. Times have changed. The internet now, a child in a village can look at New York. A child in a village can see London. These situations will not last. And so leadership now must begin to think that
innovate. Yeah.
How can we be powering Niger is powering France with all of this raw material, and yet they don't have power.
Sure.
You know, so you bring up a topic that the young people now must be innovative and be strong.
So this is just about our policy makers. You know, we have to look at the way, we have to change the way we look at things. If we just want instant gratification, things that will happen instantly, then it means we're making mistake. If we want to get the Liberia we want, we need to start thinking 50 years from now, 25 years from now, what's the kind of Liberia we want to see? 100 years from now, what's the kind of Liberia we want to see?
I'm not even cutting you off. One of the things that just came to my mind while we're talking, we invest so much in the foreigners in Africa.
Yeah.
But when there's something that happens, it's the local people who take the streets, right?
Yeah.
So we are suffering. So why doesn't government invest into its own small people so that the country can grow? Because, like I told them, we are taking our profit from here and building Liberia.
Yeah.
We got business here. My profit go to Liberia. You don't think the Lebanese are taking the profit and building Lebanon?
No, that's what they are doing. Because you see, who are the people making the Lebanese rich? You work for your money. You know, you take the money, you put it into the bank. The bank gave you change, like 2%, you know, annually as interest on your money.
Yeah.
And they loan the money out for 15%.
Correct.
You know, to the Lebanese businesses that come there, because the guys are not bringing money now. They just come with the idea into your country and they go to your bank. You know, why you take the money?
Bring no money here.
Yeah, why you take the? Because for me, I don't keep.
I didn't bring no money when I came out. I was a refugee when I got here. I didn't bring no money. Right? Today we own a liquor store.
Yeah, no.
So where you think the profit is going?
No, actually, I must be proud. I must be grateful to you. I'm very much proud of you. I saw your liquor store and I saw what you have set up here. Trust me, if I was in this country, because for me, you know, my school taught me differently. You know, because you see, our school teach us to be like it make us to understand that, you know, teamwork means what? Cheating. Like if you and I were taking tests and I go stranded somewhere, I just ask you for the work. You know, we call it cheating in school, but in entrepreneurship we call it teamwork. You know, because we work together, sharing ideas, teamwork. You know, and then my school taught me, you know, that, you know, failure, you know, mean you stupid.
Correct.
You know, failure means you're stupid.
Failure means that you're strong.
You're stupid. And sorry for the expression, you're stupid.
No, that's true.
And you're now a serious person. But we as entrepreneurs, we feel that failure is a learning curve for us.
Correct.
Failure is just, the process you pass through to be able to succeed.
Exactly.
So we have to change the way we go about, thinking. We have to change the way we go about doing things. Let me tell you one thing. Whenever you have an obstacle, convert that obstacle to problem. And when you convert the problem, try to identify what the problem is.
Yeah.
When you identify what the problem is, and you try to find a solution. And when you find a solution, that's not the end. You have to shape the solution. If it cannot work, then you convert that problem to challenges, and that challenges, you can find opportunities within that challenges to be able to do something.
And that's why I always say most Liberians are just traders.
Yeah.
They're not entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Because entrepreneurs find a problem and find solution to the problem. And that's what we're going to do. But we're going to take another break. Before we take that break, all I want to say is that sometimes I wonder, why are they teaching us in our schools about biology, all of the things that happen to the human body? Why are they not teaching us about the mineral under the ground? Why didn't I learn what is the iron ore, the gold, the diamond, the rubber? What is it used for? What is this education?
The question is simple, because the elite want to keep controlling you. So if they want to keep controlling you, they must program you in a way where you have to. This is why you see you have 4 different types of university in the world. You have the formal university. I mean, the traditional university we have, and you and I have to go to school. You come from there, with your document excited, saying that I think I have financial salvation. And when you take it out and they say, what's your job experience? You become frustrated.
Yeah.
Then you have the corporate university, where those who coming from the traditional university, when they come out, they come to you and I, and we incorporate them into our business. We start to give them the real life experience.
Correct.
Then that they say it add to your CV. Then we have the formal university that has to do with, like what you're doing and what he's doing and what we all doing here. It's like our children, if they are smart, they'll be able to learn after us, and they can be able to make some informed decisions. So that's why we call it the formal university. Then you get one of the biggest university in the world that no man have ever graduated from. They call it the Street Smart University. This is why you see George Bush, when he was in office, he used to read I think 90 books every year. I think every year, 90 books every year. So he divided 90 by one, because he wanted to know what is happening there. Because every problem you and I are struggling with today, somebody has written it somewhere and it's there. You just need to do your research to find a solution to that.
Look, we'll take another break. This is when we come back, we'll be closing up this conversation. This is a great conversation.
Many
times
when
Liberians come to the States, driving becomes an issue for them.
So the train coming here will give people the opportunity to find better jobs, to be able to move around easily, and will cut down some of the costs that we incur on ourselves. Some of the older people, we got people who have to go for them and bring them to buy their groceries. Now, they can do it on their own. The Blue Line coming to Brooklyn Park, especially where we are concentrated, will be a blessing to most of us. Welcome back to our edition of Business Spotlight. My name is Jackson George. I'm here with Prince Howard, all the way from Ganta City, Liberia.
The city that never sleeps.
Prince, we're trying to conclude this conversation. It's been a great conversation. But before I go into the closing, you're also into music.
Yeah.
Tell us, how do you find time to juggle all of these things together? You're into the music industry.
Music is just the byproduct of my stress, because I found myself into a kind of stressful business, because having almost 100 or 150 people that are working with you, and you have to cater to all of these people. And
so you got 100 and 150 employees in Liberia?
Yeah, we have people that we were working along with. We get contractors from the construction company, from the hotel, and other facilities that we are running.
Wow.
So you also have the community to deal with, people bringing that problem to you, because they do feel that, you have the solution. And you're also looking into our community, see that a lot of young people are going astray. And what is the medium you can use to be able to talk to them? Yes, I think entertainment. Yeah, young people follow entertainment. So, how do you get to them? Like I did a song they call Zogo. Zogo is not a career. Zogo is not something someone can go to school and learn.
No.
It's just because the society have failed us So young people, being influenced by other young people, and they getting into the street and they getting into other wild habit, But there are people who know the answer, and there are people who are the elite who they do believe that they can be able to solve the problem. But if they solve the problem, we're going to go back down to their feet. So they want to keep us focused in that direction so that they keep enjoying the best and taking their children out, sending them to the diaspora to go to school, to come and take over, to be the next generation to be able to take over while you and our children be there starving and suffering and being servant to them.
Correct.
So we use that medium to be able to talk to the young people, and we did some also called power. Power is sweet. Power is an addiction.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous game. The more you taste it, the more you want to win, the more you want. So we need to let our prepare for it, show. So that's the kind of thing, and it becomes very much dangerous. So we try to caution our young people, because for us, we are not politicians. We don't go into politics. We don't attack people, personality. No, but we just hit the point, and we push it out to everybody. It left with you to be able to analyze why it is.
So let's try to conclude this. Someone is sitting down and say, Prince, you travel around the world. Right, you travel all the time. You stay in Liberia through all of the Civil War. You're a successful businessman in Liberia. I'm in the diaspora. I want to come to Liberia to do business. What advice do you have for people wanting to do business in Liberia?
One thing we can tell you, number one, to do business or to do business where anyone or to do business anywhere, you have to know the kind of place you're going. You have to trust the environment. You have to believe in that environment before you can do your investment. So firstly, if you are in the diaspora, you want to do business, you cannot sit here and just conclude with come up with a business idea, to go and start investing into Liberia. Firstly, you need to go and do your market analysis, do your market research, and then you see what are some of the challenges people have in Monrovia, or what are some of the challenges people have in Liberia, and what are some of the kind of businesses you think you can invest in. And you also come here, you check on ground. What are the opportunities that you went by to Liberia that you were not able to see? Because basically we have some infrastructure deficit in Liberia, in terms of housing facilities and so forth. So you could be in the diaspora and say, okay, I want to go to Liberia to invest. So I want to invest into housing. So what kind of housing I want to invest into? Because if you do it cheap, they pay you cheap. If you do it up to standard, they pay you up to standard. Lebanese are investing in your country, and they're making a lot of money. Lebanese are almost buying half of Monrovia right now.
Exactly.
They are investing into estate, and they're doing standard estate. And it's not about you doing business with your family people. Business, we need to take away that family thing from business, because business, is a kind of different entity. That is. The entity concept of business is different. You have to exclude your family and other people from that business, because it works like a human. If you don't treat it well, what do you expect?
So thank you for that. But are you diversifying your portfolio? You travel around the world. Are you only investing in Liberia, or are you looking into other areas of investment outside of Liberia as well?
Okay, this is why we are in the USA today, and I think you and I have been having conversations, on this thing. And we didn't just fly straight to the US. Currently, as I speak to you, I have some partners in Kenya, and we are venturing into some building materials and so forth, supply of building material in Kenya. And then I think from now till the end of September or May, October, some of our first container will be landing in Nairobi. And then we just booked a store in Nairobi, because we pay on a monthly basis somewhere around $750, $800 a month for the store in Nairobi. And we're trying to see how we can be able to cover up all of those costs. You're paying for the store, you get the staff, and you get everything. No, any business is starting afresh, you have to go through great loss. Before you can start to get some return. But we just try to see how best we can get the people there to be able to believe in our products and so forth. And now we are here in the USA. This is why you see I have to fly over here to Minnesota to see you, so that we all look at different opportunities together. We have garment facility down there, how we can be able to supply here, and how you can be able to work here and relate to us there, or how we can also get into our estate here. Correct. Because if you look at Robert Kiyosaki, the lack of Les Brown, the lack of Brian Tracy and other people, Paul Down Richard, those are people who invested into real estate and they invested wisely. So they were doing some passive investment as they're working. They take money from the salaries, they doubled up the hours, so that because you can stay and you can even be a millionaire from here. Right. But you just have to change the way you think, the way you go about things. So if you have the extra hours and it's wasted, double up the hour, increase your hour, and you'll be able to increase your income. And you take that income, you invest it into another, income producing income that will be bringing you money. And that money, when you add it up to what you earn at the end of the month, it increases your what? Your finances.
So, King Zara.
Yeah.
I've been to your house, the palace.
Yeah, the royal palace.
I have done 2 or 3 videos out of the palace. There's gold. I mean, the
everything
the
there is gold.
Marble, 3D.
3D, yeah.
You work hard, you play hard.
Yeah.
Tell us about this palace. What is it? Why you chose to spend so much money to build a place in Ganta? I mean, you could say I would stay in one of my hotels, build a flat like Donald Trump would do, stay in one of his flat. But you did build a very, very expensive house in Ganta. But everything is gold and very elegant.
Yeah, sure. I do have a kind of belief, in life. Like Rudy Rato said, we live for 3 things. We live for the mind, the body, and the soul. Mm-hmm. So if it is time to work, you work. If it is time to play, you play. So you cannot be working and you cannot satisfy the body, because the body need to be better accommodated. And you have to take good care of the body, and you have the mind. You also need to take the mind out, and then you need to go out. Like today, I'm sitting in studio, I'm interacting with you, and I have been interacting with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. The mind is developing on a day-to-day basis. The soul, it's like those feelings I get from other things out there. I think it also edified my spirit. So as such,
King Zara.
As such, I cannot live in America. I love Liberia so much, and I do believe that I think I want to be some of those people who are going to make sure and change that country. So if I live in Liberia and I go to Asia, I come to America, I go to Europe and see all of these things, how can I create my own Europe? And you went there, you saw my Europe. The only way I feel that I'm in Liberia when I get out of my fence.
Yeah.
But when I'm in my fence,
you're in Europe.
Yeah,
Europe.
Sure.
I mean, that's the mansion.
Yeah, so that's the
mansion.
I've
been in your backyard and I see the things that you're doing, even your vehicle.
Yeah, sure.
That's a Jeep that is over $60,000.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, like in Liberia too. I mean, no, you're not working for government. I mean, you're a private businessman. So it's possible that these things can happen in Liberia.
No, it is possible. It is only possible when the possibility starts from your mind, because our success starts from your mind. They say why our mind is like the computer, garbage in, garbage out. The mind like mess in, mess out. So that is it. So everything get boiled down from the way we think. You went into that house, I put a lot of money into that house. Trust me.
That house got to be over.
I put a lot of money into that house, because even the commode that I'm using in the house, they are all gold, and I paid $1,600 for each of those commodes. The beds, the wall panels, the windows, the lightings, and everything. And I'm still working. On the house, trying to make the house kind of size.
I mean, where did you get those?
The 3D tiles is like I got it from the company in China, because I work in China. I get almost like 20 some different companies in China that I've been working with for over 15 years. So we just try to create that connection and see how we can work. And those are the people that we try to work along with to see how best we can expand in Kenya. And I know in the next 4 to 5 years, if I stay in Kenya, I can do a lot. And I can make a lot of changes.
Are you open for partnership?
Yeah, no problem. We are open for partnership.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, what do you have anything else to? One of the last things I want to say, when we go to Liberia, I sit in my compound and I got so many people coming. You're a businessman in Liberia. People got their problems and they're coming. I mean, on a monthly basis, how much do you think you spend in terms of providing assistance to Liberians?
Oh, Jason, I spend a lot. So if you check on my book, for administrative expense, some of the things that I carry out is a lot. It's
You've
not
been
something
invited
like
to all the programs.
People want to invite you to all the lodging.
to everything that happening in Ganta. But thank you for the contribution.
No, it's challenging, and then I think it's something that I enjoy doing. This is why you see how, I was just talking to you, like our local radio station there. You see the guys who work at the radio station, they get up and go on with no salary. They are not on any fixed salary.
Wow.
They are not on any fixed salary.
And they do it every day.
And they do it every day. They will wake up every day in the morning. I need to send you the link, Jason.
Okay.
This is why I was just telling you, whatever support you can give to these young people, I think it will be able to help, because those are people who inform the young people around the community, who try to bring out the ills of society, and some official will get mad at them. Like yesterday, I was just monitoring the news, and one of the representatives was latching at him because, they were on his back. So he didn't like the idea. He had to lash at the young man. Look, if you don't want nobody to go after you, do the right thing.
Correct.
And that's the only way we can be able to make Liberia a better place. But I want to close, I want to encourage our Liberian people in the diaspora. This is not your home. Liberia is your home. That's a place that you cannot be deported from. You can create your own America in Liberia, and you can even live there. Like you see my man Johnson here, overlooking the man doing something in Liberia, because the man came and he copied after me and said, my man, what I saw you doing, I want to do better. And I know if I can do it as your own kind, if Johnson can do it, you cannot just do it, but you can do it better. Believe in yourself. Believe in what you do. America is not your home. Don't mind a wooden building. Go back to Liberia, make your contribution.
I was in Liberia, I paved part of my yard, so I went and bought a blower, and I'm blowing it. And the people looking at me like, what the heck he's doing? I'm blowing the yard. I can't sweep the whole yard, so I have to blow it. Yeah. But we need to close. I want to thank you, Prince, for coming. You're a good friend of mine. Every time I'm in Liberia, I made it my duty to go to Ganta and see what you're doing up there. Viewers, you have heard from Prince Howard. Whenever you're in Liberia, please visit Ganta. Ask for Prince. Everybody in Ganta knows Prince. Yeah. They will direct you to his place. He has a nice...
Or you just call him the King Azara, because a lot of people love the Girl King name, the Dark King.
Yeah, and, so he works hard, he plays hard. Yeah. So please visit Ganta when you're in Ganta. Ganta is an emerging city. Ganta is a place I always want to be. Buchanan, I love Buchanan, but I always in Ganta as well. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Prince.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you, my brother.
We wish you a safe trip back.
Yeah, and a very big thanks to our producer too.
Yeah,
KMTV.
We want to say this is our partner. Yeah. KMTV is our partner. Please, if you have ads, you want to put your ad on KMTV, please contact them. They do very good work to get you jingles. The jingles you see, the liquor store was made by KMTV. So thank you. God bless us all. God bless our homeland.
Thank you.
Let your celebration begin with Back Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference.
Many times when Liberians come to the States, driving becomes an issue for them. So the train coming here will give people the opportunity to find better jobs, to be able to move around easily, and will cut down some of the costs that we incur on ourselves. Some of the older people, we got people who have to go for them and bring them to buy their groceries. Now, they can do it on their own. the Blue Line coming to Brooklyn Park, especially where we are concentrated, will be a blessing to most of us.